Good. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do tonight is not have kind of verbal diarrhea about convention, but just to let you all know, here's Laura Jane. Hi. I'm just going to mute you, my lovely. But I'll say it all again in a second anyway. I'm just recording for the girls who couldn't join us tonight. Laura was my convention buddy. We had a lovely time together, and Marius and his wife Aurelia as well. It was great. So like I just said, I'm hoping on doing just for the next 45 minutes to an hour or so is highlights for me from convention. If anybody wants to ask any questions, please do. It's not me teaching you, it's much more of a chat. I'm just really distracted by there's loads of people trying to get on, which is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to try and get people involved again. So if anything, what I've come away from convention is with an absolute reinvigorated love for this business. Completely, it's blown me away again for the third year in a row. And as I don't know, those of you, maybe you saw my live yesterday, they have already now, today, they have sold more tickets to the Rome convention next year than they sold in a whole year for the one in Dusseldorf, which I think is a lot to do with the destination myself. But guys, I cannot stress to you enough, if you are serious about this business, go to convention. It just cements everything. And yes, we all have belief in the business. Yes, we all have kind of desire to be here and show up for stuff. But oh my gosh, I can't even stress to you enough how fantastic it was to actually be there and be with nearly 5,000 other people like us. It was such a high vibe time. It really was. And so what I've done is try and create a little bit of a PowerPoint here with highlights that were my highlights. Laura might want to add some of her own. I don't know. It's up to you. You don't have to. But I just want to share. There's no way we'll be here for two whole days if I try and share everything that we've learned. But we had various presentations done by doctors. That was something that really, really blew me away. There was actual doctors up on stage this year giving us evidence of, for example, using I tried to put them up on our page, but using the oils to help with brain illnesses, and documented evidence of how they work and showing them working and showing videos of people being treated. And it was just like, wow, really big wow. There was a hormone doctor as well who treats women with the essential oils. Laura's here. Hooray, we are complete. So yeah, basically there was so many powerful presentations given to us over the course of the 2 days. Obviously the whole thing was opened by David Sterling, and I'm just going to share the next slide with you about that. First of all, if I could get this thing to work, here we go. So he said this, and I find it's really inspiring. If you change nothing, then nothing will change. And it was kind of one of his watchwords, I suppose, for the whole convention, is that this business is going nowhere, right? Understand that completely. It's growing year on, year in, year out. It's growing and growing and growing. We are all in a really privileged place to be here at the very beginning. We are still at the absolute very beginning of doTERRA's life in Europe. And he kind of called us, I suppose, to take charge of our own businesses with this kind of, if we do nothing, then nothing will change. It's in us. I can't make any of you. He can't make us, but it is all for us to look into ourselves with absolute focus on what we're here for. And hopefully some of the slides coming up this evening will share some of that. Okay, so these are some kind of snippets is what I've called them, because I didn't know what else to call them. Just facts, I suppose, that David Sterling, at the very beginning, for those of you who don't know, David Sterling is the chief founder of doTERRA. He opened the convention for us. And so as a business, these are some facts that he shared, that currently this year doTERRA is providing 122,000 jobs globally for people employed by doTERRA. That's not including people like you and I. It has over 15 major co-impact sourcing initiatives going on at the moment, including the things like the Operation Underground Railroad, however you say it. Yeah, Operation Underground Railroad, which is the sex trafficking project to get the children out of that problem. There's the big Healing Hands project going on in Greece at the moment, which is the most close to home in Lesbos. And they talked on stage, the people who organised that, and it's funded by doTERRA and their charity, and that is the Healing Hands Foundation. Okay, so there's so many things going on globally. When they go to a country, okay, this is talking about sourcing the oils. He said, when we go to a country, we are there to stay. They're not blasting in there, taking what they can and leaving. They are there long term. They're setting up all over the world these partnerships with people so that they get the best and they give us the best, if that makes sense. And it's a real, that's their kind of statement. He says is they go to a country and they're there to stay. They have this year, since the last convention, opened up the Prime Meridian Health Clinic in America, which is offering essential oil and allopathic medical care. It is open for doTERRA staff in the head office in Utah, Salt Lake City, but it's also now open to the public as well. And then this year, moving forwards, they are already working on opening a medical centre somewhere in Europe. We will wait to hear where, get the confirmation on that. There is also, okay, let me get the facts. I didn't write these ones down. They are opening up, what was it, Laura? Can you remember? Something in Ireland, a big, it's not a distribution centre, because that they're opening a distribution centre, European distribution centre in MediCentre in Europe, Charlie. They're opening a big distribution warehouse in Budapest in Hungary, and so that's going to be servicing that area of Europe. So you know, there's another big one in Milton Keynes, as we all know, but there's another one in the Netherlands. So there's going to be 3 now in Europe. They're definitely doing something massive in Ireland, and I can't remember. Can you remember, Laura?
They're bottling things in Ireland, aren't they?
Is that what it is? A bottling plant. Oh, thanks, Laura, for checking the notes. Anyway, there's so much going on. I mean, that's why I didn't even put it on here, because I just thought I don't want to convention diarrhea verbally to you. Okay, so they are currently, and he didn't give any details about this. Okay, here we go. They're manufacturing in Ireland, which means bottling the actual oils, which is really exciting because none of that's done in Europe yet. But actually, what David Sterling said was that a huge percentage of the oils they use come from inside Europe, okay, rather than all over the rest of the world. And then they get shipped to America and then shipped back to us. And so that's what the whole point of this place in Ireland is for. And like Laura's saying, is better shipping and quicker distribution, which is going to mean that when an oil is released in the US, instead of having to wait a whole year for it to be passed through and distributed over here, it's going to mean the same time release and lower carbon footprint. Exactly. It's all good. It's all so exciting, and it's growing massively. Okay, so like I was just saying, he didn't give any details at all because he couldn't, but he said that doTERRA are currently working with very large cancer hospitals in the US to get the oils to the patients on the ground, so to speak, in the hospitals. And he was very excited about that. And basically kind of finished his talk by saying that doTERRA's oils are the most tested and the most trusted essential oils globally. They are continuing to work with APRC, which is the third-party testing companies. Source to you is continuing to grow. They're adding more and more information onto there all the time, and they're committed to doing even more, like 10 times more research into everything. So those are some opening snippets from David Sterling. You can feel his energy and passion and excitement about this. It's not going anywhere. Kind of bringing it really close for us, and something I would really like to hopefully excite you with is one of the closing talks of the whole convention. The guy presenting was the first ever person enrolled to doTERRA, so the whole network of doTERRA is entirely under him. He was a fantastic guy, obviously very rich, but he said that globally, as we know from our, when we enroll someone, we get their account number. It's pushing up towards 8 million now globally enrollments. And he said of those, only I think he said it was 200,000 people are enrolled in Europe currently, and there's 750 million people living in Europe, and he gave us the sum saying that is 0.003% of the population of Europe is currently touched by doTERRA. So he was like, guys, get out there. Get out there. There's so many people waiting to hear of these oils that need us. And it gave me shivers, really. I see Marius has just joined. Hello, Marius. Right, another convention buddy. Marius, I'm just going through some snippets from convention. If you have anything you want to add throughout, please feel free. I'm really happy for you to join, because obviously we're all there together. Okay, hi all. So next slide. Is this going to work? Sorry, I'm on my 2 screens. So as it says here, one day or day one, you decide. And this is like a big vibe around convention. What I'm going to do from now until probably the end of this is I took photographs. These are all my crappy photos, and I've just tried to crop them and put them into a PowerPoint of the last presentation of convention, because for me, I just have this overwhelming feeling of there's so much going on with doTERRA. There's so many, this club, that club, this training, that training. What we all need to focus on is keeping it so close to our home, as in just keep it so simple. This business is very simple. And so I just want to share the slides from this last presentation for now. There's so much more. For those of you, before I begin on to this, for those of you who haven't seen already, I've shared a lot of lives up onto our team page of some of the other presentations. Of note, our Tim was up on stage, who did a fantastic job. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. It still makes me cry now. It was so powerful, such an amazing job. And like, there's been a conversation on the page today, is entirely open for anybody to join the Healing Hands and help. If anybody has a Healing Hands type charitable thing that's going on, you are very welcome to approach doTERRA. And if it's approved, they will fund match anything you raise. And that's exactly what Tim's done with the charity over in Uganda. So it's kind of how it happens, really. So anybody wants to know more, let us know, and I can guide you a little bit, I suppose. Right, so back to this then. It's up to us all to decide. Are we going to leave it and keep leaving it and keep making excuses, or are we just going to do this? This is day one. It's not really day one, because we've all showed up. We're all here. We're already in this. But I loved this saying. It really kind of made my heart beat a lot. So these are the slides that this I can't remember his name. I'm really annoying with little details, but he is only the first ever enrolled person in doTERRA. But he just said, this is what you need to do for this business, and this is why I've chosen to share this tonight with you guys. Be your own best customer. And it so totally makes sense. I say it all the time. Use your products, use the soap, use the laundry detergent, use your diffuser. Anytime anybody comes around your home, offer them an oil drink, put your diffuser on. It's kind of like a no-brainer, and I'm sure all of you do it already, but just remember what is, you know, behind all of the things that you have in your home. Remember everything it represents, and always smell good, and always be the nice person who has got an arm to offer to somebody, because it's so going to benefit you in the business. Remember that. Recognize that people are attracted to doTERRA because of hope. Now, this was something that absolutely ran through the whole convention again, is this sense of offering people hope. And I'm going to move from this onto the next slide, and hopefully it will explain a little bit more. Is that hope is what gets people in, and belief is what keeps them in. And I think this, again, going into a little bit more detail, when we invite people to our homes and to our classes, what we've done leading up till this point is we've put oils in their hands, we've taken care of them, we've showed them a very sort of human one-to-one touch. There was, again, a lot of focus at convention about that touch between people, that we apparently in England do not do it enough. And we all argued it and said, well, actually, within the doTERRA family, there's a lot of touch going on. So this is it. Once they've enrolled, it switches into, we need to help them believe. So this is what it's talking about here, is that customer care, that continued arm around the shoulder that I always talk about. And it's so true, isn't it? It's just so simple. It is so simple, and it's there. And so this is what David Sterling said on this, and I've written it down as a quote here, is that doTERRA is all about hope, and it's about healing on a physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual basis. So it's all of those things. It's all there about healing and hope. And remember that all of us here, all of us logged on here tonight, we are the guardians of that culture, of that hope for people. It makes me feel a bit emotional even saying it, because I feel so strong about it, that we are all those mums, all those people out there who need to work with their allergies, all of those kids who've not even been helped yet. I cried last year for weeks after convention, and this kills me, because I feel so passionate about it, and it's so strong. So forgive me, but yeah, I remember Dr. Hill said it last year. It was actually, take a moment, all of you now, take a moment and think back to all of those families that we have already, all of us, touched, and celebrate that, and be really, really, really proud of that. And then going forwards, you can think about all those people, all the rest of the 750 million people in Europe who have not heard of doTERRA yet. Think about them. They need us. They need the oils. Am I missing stuff on the chat? I don't know. I can't read it for some reason. I can just see it when it comes up and then it goes somewhere. Okay, I'll catch up.
No, you're okay.
Am I okay? Excellent. Okay, next slide then. So this is then like for us to take kind of forwards into the business, and things that are going to be so strong for us. We need our knowledge, as in the oils, in what we're talking about, in our classes, in what we're sharing with people. Our belief, number one, obviously in the oils. Number two, in ourselves, in the business. It's just this belief in knowing that we are here to help. It's all, I mean, again, it was an undercurrent throughout the whole of the convention that it is a whole culture of service. And whether you choose to be religious or not, it's a service to people, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. Have confidence in it. Have confidence in all of the above, the oils, the business, yourself. Walk and be proud of it. And then just take action based with all of those things in your head. Take action and move forwards, and be strong. We're here, you know, we're here on a really strong, really connected path. Okay. Yes, Marius. I couldn't read it quick enough before it goes. This is something again that is talked about a lot in a lot of our trainings, and Emily and Tim talk about it. I know Rochelle talks about it a lot. Invest in daily personal growth. Now, I just want to pause here from convention and talk to all of you about yourselves, right? Here we all are. You all showed up tonight, and I thank you for coming. I'm excited. It's lovely to see your faces. And I just want to say, if people, any of you are having any blocks at the moment, if you're not getting enrollments, if you're not moving forwards, if you're not earning enough money, if you're not rank advancing, you're not achieving what you want to achieve, then take a step back. My advice is take a step back, have a mentor call with somebody, reach to your upline, your upline, keep going until you get help that you need. Just do that. That is what we're all about. Everybody in this business understands that. Secondly, get your oils out, okay? Start using your oils. Start practicing that daily care. You'll develop some sort of personal rituals, if you like, with the oils. That's watchword, isn't it, of self-care, self-love at the moment. And I bet you it will help you to start flowing again. If you were having a moment of doubt or a moment of like, what am I doing? Then hopefully some of the information I'm sharing will ignite your kind of drive, if you like. But at the same time, take time. It's okay. Take some time out. Start every day with a good intention, and whether that's having a shower and having a wild orange and peppermint, it's entirely up to you. All of us here, we're all different. We're all coming into this together though. So, and yeah. Right. Okay. Next. He who tells the stories rules the world, and I love this, and I loved what he was saying about this. And he, the guy presenting, was saying to us, master your stories. It's not about making up stories, obviously. It's about remembering the things in your classes that you're teaching people. Master your stories. And he was so passionate about it. And it's like, people listen, they'll listen to a bit of fact, they'll listen to a bit of information about oils, but they will remember your testimonials, your stories, your successes, your funny anecdotes. Fill your classes with bits of these as well, because people really will connect with the human connection in the stories. So practice them. If you like, write them down. I don't know, again, we're all different here. Sometimes I find myself telling something in one of my classes that I'm like, oh my god, I've never even talked about this before, and it just flows out of my mouth. And that's, sometimes I think it all comes from inside. It's all coming from a place of, you know, passion anyway, so it's fine. But I love this one. Okay, and so obviously, again, this is like the dark arts with this business, is master the skills of inviting and promoting your events. So this is, again, entirely personal. We talk about it a lot in the trainings that we do already, but master this for yourselves. Again, crying out, we are all different. We are all on different journeys here. But look and see what other people are doing and what's working for some people. Is it that advertising on social media is working? Or is somebody having great success? Yeah, Marius is saying it all. Leaders are born at events. And this is key. And it goes back to what I said at the very, very beginning. You guys go to convention next year. Come to London on the 12th. Come to the business training. That is key. If you can't do anything else, I mean, obviously going to see Emily Wright is awesome, but the business training is what you guys want. You will become leaders. You will find other leaders. You will connect with the cross-line people and be so inspired. It's almost non-negotiable as far as I'm concerned. it's been a really powerful, it's the energy you get from it is really powerful. So yeah, inviting and promoting your events, work out what works for you, but always keep an eye out for something new. Always be flexible. And I think, again, always with all parts of this business, doTERRA is ever evolving. We are ever evolving. The way our business is ever evolving. And so with this, it might be that some people really need that personal invite. Others you can get on social media, for example, or whatever works for you, but master it. Keep an eye on it. Change it up if it's not working. If you're not filling your classes, work out why. What is it that's going wrong? Ask yourself questions all the time. And again, reach out. Reach up, up, up. If you need help, ask for it. I'll stop ranting. Why is my slide not changed? Right, here we go. So, this is obvious. Keep it simple. So he asked the question at this point, who here can teach a class that will last for 2 hours? And everybody in the room put their hand up, of course, because we can all talk for so long, but he just said, keep an eye on that, simplify it. You'll put people off, you'll overload their brains, which is what I'm trying to do tonight. It's not give you too much, but keep it simple, keep your class simple. I remember Elise said it to me right in the very, very beginning. Have your oils, have your book, have your guests, the rest is fluff. And actually, it sounds so rude, but you don't need any more than that. Obviously, we can make our classes look good, we can offer drinks, whatever, but just remember this, keep it simple, keep your class, keep your teaching simple. And as Charlie's just said, a confused mind will say no. And yeah, simple duplicates, as simple as freedom. I can't read it fast enough, Marius. This is all part of this whole training that we were at, and it's very good. It makes life a lot less stressful as well. Number 8, use a system. So this is me calling you guys not to try to reinvent the wheel. doTERRA have now created this. It's been a long time coming, and I know some of you have only known doTERRA with this. Those of you who knew it before, this is kind of what they're suggesting now, that we lead by example with using this as when people are starting the business. The Live Guide is something that we can give to all of our new customers, or certainly go through it with our customers when they come when they've enrolled. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. And if anyone wants to share or build, all of the material is in that Empowered Success. There is a rank by rank training as well, which is coming in hard copy to the UK. If you don't know already, you can download it. The rank where you want to go next, download that one, okay, and get completely familiar with it, okay. Really important, but this is a whole nother thing. Okay, so this again is very, very, very simplified, a simplified version of what we do already. Plan, do, check, adjust. I don't really need to go into too much detail about that, do I? Plan everything, do it, check that you're doing it right, and adjust it if you're not having results. It's very simple, but I like the simplicity of this. And it's, again, going through this whole training was about not overcomplicating the stuff, not overcomplicating the message. Write your goals down. So I, again, would love you guys to do this. I have done it this year. Writing down, not just in doTERRA, but what do you want to achieve in your life? What is it? Why are you doing this? What is it you want to achieve? So obviously inside the doTERRA business, that does involve what rank you want to achieve. How many people do you want to enroll? How much money do you want to earn with doTERRA? But aside from this, I like that, Charlie. What is your 2020 vision? What are you going to be when we're all in Rome? for example. Write it down, put it on your wall, have it where you work, and you've got that there, and it really helps. Do you want to buy a new car? Do you want to go on holiday? Do you want to help a charity? It's all these things. What is it? If you could write down your wildest dreams, write it, and then it's there, and you're setting yourself intentions and goals. And it really helped me, like, I don't know, just feel like it wasn't daft what I was doing, I suppose. Okay, so write them down. Have fun. Okay, this is a great business. Have fun doing what you do. Smile about it, because how lucky are we that we get to call this our job? And I know some of you, it's your part-time job. That's right, Jenny. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're doing this as a part-time add-on to something else or a full-time, but I personally consider myself extremely lucky to be part of this. And yeah, it is fun, and it's a lovely thing to be able to do. And so this is just a little reminder that, you know, don't get bogged down. Keep the high vibe. And remember this, our privileges are not for our pleasure. Our privileges are for our purpose. And again, this kind of gave me big fat goose pimples and made me think, oh my gosh, this is entirely, I mean, obviously they've worked it out properly, but this sums up doTERRA for me big time. And we are all part of it. And it goes back to what I said earlier about remembering who we are representing, in the oils we're representing, the people who produce them, the people who need them. It's just so great. And going back to the last slide, what couldn't make you happier than that? It's awesome. Okay, so going back to this then, after showing you everything else, I would just want to add a few little bits. Some information. I went to so many meetings while I was at convention, and these are some of the kind of things that have come out into my head since it. And that is, find power in your pain. And it means live your life uncomfortably, push your boundaries, push yourself out of your comfort zone. And I promise you, the doors will open. And it is about casting your vision forwards. And again, like this thing we were just saying about writing everything down that you want to achieve, cast your vision. What is it that you want to do? And I say, and I mean, I have a lot of people say to me, I don't know what my why is. Let this be your why. Let that be enough. Don't even think about it. It is, feel the fear and do it anyway, Karina. It really is. And it is just basically, if you're not feeling the energy that this is like growing and evolving and is really inspiring you, then maybe you need to push something. I was talking to people about it at convention, about, you know, if you don't like doing a close, for example, at your class, make yourself do it. Challenge yourself to do it, because no one else can. If you don't like teaching classes, challenge yourself, make yourself do it, because this business won't work without that, sadly. So yeah, there you go, Charlie. Magic happens outside of your comfort zone. I like that. And it's so true. And again, this was a real running commentary throughout convention. It is, think about different things that you've not dared do yet, and open that door and push yourself. And it makes me feel slightly sick, but there are so many things that you have to learn and have to do, have to move forwards. And this business will keep on flowing. As I was told this by one of the American Blue Diamonds, who, for me, I'm always a bit starstruck when I meet these people. I'm like, oh, I can't talk to them. But she sent me a friend request today on Facebook. So hey ho, that was nice. But she said, I was talking to her about kind of having really good energy, but not rank advancing or not pushing forwards. And she was like, you need to cast your vision forwards. You, your team, cast a vision of what it is you want to achieve. And if we don't do anything else after this call, go away from here and write down what you want to achieve by a time. And that's going to bring me on to the last slide in a minute, but write it down and let it be bound by time, what you want to achieve. And then, my God, you will want to achieve it. I love that. Yeah, I sent that, didn't I? Okay, so the penultimate slide is this. I'm just going to leave this one here, guys. Anybody who hits Premier before the end of August will be allowed to go to, or invited to go to Leadership. It's in Amsterdam, and what are the dates? 4th and 5th of October. I went last year to the Leadership and it was brilliant. Okay, and it's not very much money to go to the events. It's 2 days of full-blown business training. And I've kind of had this big realization, like all these lovely events, the spring tour, the summer tour, the autumn tour, all these things are awesome. We get to, oh, by the way, we get to see all these lovely new products at all of these events. And the summer tour kit is fab. Of course, we all want to go and get those products. But this, my loves, is the thing you want to be aiming for. If you are taking this business seriously for business sake, this is what you should be aiming for, is show up to those tour dates, offer to present if it floats your boat, do something like that, get out there, get on that stage, push yourself, do something. All of us can do it, she says, quivering ever so slightly. I can't. Sue, stop laughing, I can see you. Okay, but you know my point is actually I did do it. I did completely push myself and push my comfort zones, and I did do it. Anyway, this is the thing that I really suggest that you all have in your sights to get to, is the first possible port of call, and then convention next year. It'd be so good for your business development. Okay, and this is something Nathan shared for those of you who are on his group. He shared it today, so I've just pinched it. But this is about what I've just been talking about. Write it down, a specific goal, a measurable goal, an achievable goal, realistic goal that is bound by time. Write it out, guys. Put it on paper, because then it makes it real rather than just a floating thing around your head. And that's me. I'm kind of, there's so much to share about convention, but I decided I would just like to share this tonight, because I feel like there's been a lot of push and pull, a lot of all these different trainings going on, and for me this resonated so hard that actually it's so straightforward and simple. Thanks, Charlie Brown. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing somehow. There we go. Stop sharing. And if anyone's still awake, we can ask questions, chat, anything you want. Do you want me to stop recording? Will it make you talk more? Yeah, I'll stop recording then.